What separates great companies from merely good ones? Why do some organizations make the leap to sustained excellence while others stagnate? That's the question Jim Collins explores in his landmark book Good to Great: Why Some Companies Make the Leap and Others Don't, first published in 2001. Based on a 5-year research project comparing companies that dramatically outperformed the market with those that didn't, Collins identifies key principles that explain how greatness is built. The lessons are not about quick fixes or flashy strategies, but about disciplined leadership, culture, and focus. The first lesson is Level 5 leadership. Collins discovered that great companies were led not by larger-than-life charismatic leaders, but by humble, determined individuals he calls Level 5 leaders. These leaders combine personal humility with fierce professional will. They credit others for success, take responsibility for failures, and focus relentlessly on building enduring greatness rather than personal glory. True leadership, Collins argues, is quiet, humble, and servant-oriented, not ego-driven. The second lesson is first who, then what. Great companies focus first on getting the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and the right people in the right seats before deciding where to drive it. In other words, people come before strategy. With the right team, any challenge can be met. With the wrong team, even the best strategy will fail. This principle underscores the power of talent, culture, and alignment. The third lesson is the Hedgehog Concept. Drawing from the ancient parable of the fox and the hedgehog, Collins shows that great companies succeed by focusing on a single clear concept. They understand 3 intersecting circles: what they are deeply passionate about, what they can be the best in the world at, and what drives their economic engine. The Hedgehog Concept is about simplicity, clarity, and focus, resisting distractions, and excelling in what truly matters. The fourth lesson is the Stockdale Paradox. Named after Admiral James Stockdale, who survived years as a prisoner of war, this principle teaches that great companies confront brutal facts without losing faith. They face reality honestly, however harsh, but maintain unshakable belief that they will prevail in the end. This combination of realism and optimism builds resilience in organizations. The fifth lesson is the culture of discipline. Great companies build disciplined cultures where people take responsibility, stay focused, and act with consistency. Discipline does not mean bureaucracy or micromanagement, but freedom within a framework. When you have the right people, clear purpose, and shared values, discipline emerges naturally, creating sustained momentum. The sixth lesson is technology as an accelerator, not a driver. Collins found that great companies did not jump on every new technology trend. Instead, they carefully applied technologies that fit their hedgehog concept, using them to accelerate progress rather than define it. Technology by itself never creates greatness. It only magnifies what already exists. The seventh lesson is the Flywheel Effect. Collins describes greatness as the result of consistent effort, like pushing a giant flywheel. At first, progress is slow and difficult, but with steady pushes in the same direction, momentum builds until breakthroughs happen. Greatness is not a single dramatic moment, but the compounding effect of discipline and persistence over time. The eighth lesson is avoiding the doom loop. Companies that fail often chase fads, constantly change direction, or react impulsively to setbacks. This creates a cycle of decline, the doom loop. Great companies avoid this by sticking with their hedgehog concept, maintaining discipline, and building momentum patiently. The ninth lesson is humility about success. Collins emphasizes that great companies do not see themselves as invincible. They remain humble, cautious, and aware that greatness requires continual discipline. When companies become arrogant, they risk decline, a theme Collins expanded in his later book, How the Mighty Fall. The 10th lesson is building to last. Greatness is not about short-term wins, but about building enduring institutions. Level 5 leaders focus on succession planning, culture, and systems that will outlive them. Their ambition is for the company, not themselves. So how do we apply good to great today? First, embrace level 5 leadership. Lead with humility and resolve rather than ego. Second, put people before strategy. Build the right team first. Third, find your hedgehog concept. Focus on what you're passionate about, best at, and what drives results. Fourth, practice the Stockdale Paradox. Confront harsh realities with faith in success. Fifth, build a culture of discipline. Create an environment where responsibility, consistency, and focus thrive. Sixth, use technology wisely as an accelerator, not a distraction. Seventh, push the flywheel. Be patient, consistent, and persistent. Eighth, avoid the doom loop. Don't chase fads or panic in setbacks. Ninth, remain humble. Never assume greatness is permanent. 10th, build for the long term. Focus on legacy, not immediate glory. Modern relevance is clear. In today's fast-moving world, many companies chase short-term results, quick wins, and trendy solutions. But Collins reminds us that true greatness is built slowly, with discipline and humility. His findings apply not only to businesses, but to individuals and teams. Each of us can ask, am I chasing quick wins, or am I steadily pushing my flywheel? Do I focus on my strengths, passions, and economic drivers, or am I distracted by fads? Do I lead with ego, or with humility and resolve? The flywheel effect especially resonates today. Success in careers, relationships, or personal goals rarely comes from dramatic breakthroughs. It comes from small, consistent actions over time, studying daily, exercising regularly, investing wisely, or nurturing relationships with care. The doom loop is equally relevant. Those who constantly chase novelty, abandon plans, or quit when faced with difficulty never build momentum. The hedgehog concept can also guide personal choices. Instead of trying to do everything, ask, what am I deeply passionate about? What can I uniquely excel at? And what sustains me economically? The intersection of these questions can guide careers, projects, and life direction. Perhaps the most powerful part of Good to Great is its rejection of shortcuts. Collins insists there are no miracle moments. Greatness is earned through discipline, humility, and persistence. This is both sobering and empowering. Sobering because there are no easy answers. Empowering because greatness is accessible to anyone willing to practice discipline over time. The big takeaway from Good to Great is this: greatness is not a matter of circumstance, luck, or charisma. It is a matter of conscious choice and discipline. Companies and individuals move from good to great, not by dramatic transformations, but by consistent practices of humility, focus, and persistence. That was Good to Great by Jim Collins, broken down into its most powerful lessons in under 10 minutes. Which lesson resonates most with you? The humility of level 5 leadership, the clarity of the hedgehog concept, or the steady push of the flywheel effect? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like this video, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, greatness is built, not given.